actually forgot to check who's next, Ali. How amazing a host I am. Ananya. Guys. Put your hands up for Ananya.
Thank you, everyone. As my Trey said, my name is Ananya. She wasn't sure what sex I was even after she met me. She's a bit confused. But actually, where my family are from in India, A's are pronounced as O's. So technically my name is Oh No No. What's worrying about that is my parents saw me and said Oh No. But I still haven't figured out why the other no was put in the name. That's the bit that's confusing me. But I remember I was on a sports tour in Europe with my firm a long time ago, and the partner was there. His name was Richard, and he said, "So what's your name then, son?" I said, "My name is Ananya." He said, "Right, I'm going to call you Jim." And I said, "Fine, I'm going to call you Dick. How about that?" I think that's a fair trade. My name has always been difficult though. I mean, even when I was at work, people couldn't say my name properly. They just kind of poked me a lot and gave me some PTSD. It was always tough for me. But when I got to Hong Kong in 2011, I was single. My father was desperate for me to find a wife. He said, when you get there, make sure you keep your eyes and your ears open. I said, Dad, that's how you find a suspect bomb package on the MTR. That's not how you find a wife. It was interesting though, meeting people here. I remember I was chatting to a lady one time and she said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from London." She said, "No, where were you born?" I said, I was born in London." And she said, "No, where are you from before that?" Before I was born. I mean, I know I'm Indian, but we don't all believe in reincarnation. It's a tricky thing for me to have that conversation. But actually the dating scene in 2011, back when I got here in Hong Kong, was very different. Indians were not really top of the food chain, actually, especially for the local girls. Things have changed a bit now, but back in those days, the order when I got here was white, which we can clearly see around the room. White was top, then Chinese, then black, Malaysian, Filipino, Thai, Korean, alien races, animals, and then right at the bottom was Indians. But don't worry, I did meet a beautiful Chinese girl here. We had two beautiful kids. She's actually at the back now. Please give a round of applause. We're going to have a very interesting conversation on the way home, because when my 3-year-old was married, she didn't raise her hand. So I'm not really sure what's going on here tonight. But I remember when we were getting married, it's interesting because you get in a mixed race relationship, you have very different fears. We were getting the ring. And so I put the ring on my finger and I realized, wait a minute, I've got a really hairy finger. This is not good, right? I mean, actually I shaved my ears before I came out tonight. That's how hairy I am. But then I looked at my finger, I'm like, do I have to shave this finger now for the ring? No, I can't shave one finger. I have to shave the whole hand? No, it's going to look weird, one hand shaved and one hand hairy. I've got to start a monthly hand grooming shaving routine now. That was what was going through my head. And then we were going to have our first child, right? And you start to worry about mixed race relationships. I really empathize with Meghan Markle and all the tough questions she had to endure. Because other than being hairy, right, I have a very long legs and a very short torso. And my wife is Hong Kong Chinese. So she has very short torso, very short legs, a very long torso, right? And I was worried that the mix would be so bad. If my son got the worst of both worlds, that we would give birth to like a midget werewolf. That was the image that fucking went in my head. That was the image. But actually, my son got the best of both worlds. He got my brains and her looks, so it was all good. But yeah, my wife took me to see a Chinese doctor last year. She wants to get into Chinese culture. The Chinese doctor said to me, because I had a bad cough, right? He said, usually I can tell what's wrong with people by the color of their skin, but today will be difficult. Then he said, stick out your tongue. So I stuck out my tongue. And he said, that is the weakest tongue I've ever seen in my life. I said, listen, no one has complained before. You know, the first person complained. But yeah, it's an interesting time. Even the cultural thing is different, right? Because I remember last year we went into Vancouver to see her father. My father-in-law's there. He's got a lovely 2-bed flat. And my wife said to me, listen, I'm going to take one bedroom for me and the kids. Would you like to share the other bed with my father? And I'm like, are you nuts? I don't know what is worse, like not sleeping because of his snoring, or getting woken up in the morning being poked in the back. I felt like I was still at work and my back still hurts, let me tell you this. All right, thank you very much. That's been my time.